everyone, welcome to the second video from this Pumpkin Town page from Tiny Year by Agotapop. We have a different shape of squash here. I'm thinking, is this a butternut squash? We could do it in a sort of lighter colour, maybe, just to make it a little bit different to the previous one. We've got so many different pumpkins on this page that might be nice to do it slightly differently. So I think I'm going to go for, you know, this sort of more, it's almost a peachy type colour, I'm thinking. I'm going to go with, there's a colour called Orange Petal. This is the Black Widow pencils, by the way. I've got the full set. Going to use this Orange Petal over the whole of it, and then we'll make a decision what to do with these circles. I'm sort of wondering whether they're raindrops, but I think they're not. I think they're probably little bumps on our pumpkin. So we'll, sometimes they have little green dots on, don't they? So I'm wondering whether to do that. Might be interesting. Just have a think as I colour. We need to put some sort of shadowy bits in, like we did yesterday on the big pumpkin, but obviously with a different colour. I think this colour is a little bit too rich for a butternut squash, but I think it will just about work. It's we can colour it any colour we like anyway. It's always worth remembering that if it doesn't quite look right, does it matter? It's your page, you can colour it however you want. Have a red pumpkin, purple. They do come in purple. I've seen purple ones. You know, but you can do whatever you want. Pink. Things can be painted, you know. When the little person that lives in this pumpkin made their house, they decided they didn't like the colour of it, so they painted it. I'm very glad we don't have painted outside of our house. It's a lot of upkeep, especially considering how tall our house is. Have to get scaffolding every time we wanted to paint it. It'd be quite tricky, wouldn't it? Now I want a sort of darker colour, and I'm looking towards a sort of like mocha fawn. I might try the fawn. It's a more browny colour, and I think it might work as a sort of shadowy type colour. Okay, so I'm going to put my first little bit there, and then along here. I'm not going to use so many different colours as I did with the pumpkin. Sorry, my battery went flat in my camera. I realise what's been going on. I haven't been quite pushing the power supply cable in properly. But never mind, I had spare charge battery, so I could get back to this quite quickly. But I don't know what I was saying. I was talking about painting, not wanting to have a painted house. Yeah, not for me. Now, I'm tempted to put like shadow under these, because they're drawn as if they're sitting above the level of the squash. I'm still not sure what colour to do them though. I'm tempted to just do them the same colour as the squash itself. Put a bit of shadow under there as well. Put a little bit there. There we go. I'm quite happy with that. I think I am going to go back to my orange petal and just do these in this colour, but a little bit lighter, so I'm just not pressing quite so hard. You can do them in green if you wish, or some other fancy colour. There we go. Right, we have our sort of stem. I'm going to try to avoid doing all the same greens, my favourite greens that I did yesterday. A stem of butternut squash is usually just the colour of the squash, but this looks like it's got vines and things, so we'll do it in a different colour. We'll grab the venom, that's a good colour. Oop. Such a good colour. It is teeny tiny venom. I think it's actually small because it broke in my sharpener, but I'm going to put a light layer on. And then, right, and now I'm going to think about where it might be dark. I think darker at the bottom here, maybe a little bit there. And fade that up. I think there'd be darker along there as well. There we go. That's a bit blue, isn't it? Not keen on that. I am going to darken that with this colour called Passion. Okay, I'm hoping that the yellowiness of this might just make it look slightly less blue, and it will also burnish it, filling in all those little gaps that I left where the paper was showing through. There we go. Now, the top of our chimney is like an acorn, so we're going to grab a dark brown. Dark chocolate would do nicely. Dark chocolate. And I'm not going to press really hard to start with, because I want different parts to be different colours. I'll show you. So I want under here to be dark. That's my darkest bit. And then I want these bits to just fade towards the bottom. It's a bit darker on the top where they're overlapping. Quite tricky. Like that. And I'm going to keep this in my hand and do our window frames. I know we did wood yesterday as well. It just feels right. And the door frame as well, once we get there. Oh, my washing machine's beeping. I will go and do it after this video. It'll just continue to beep unless someone goes down and opens it. There we go. And like I did yesterday, like a slightly lighter colour for the door, I'm going to choose the foxy brown. It might be a little bit red for me, but we'll see how it looks when it goes down. Ooh, here's sirens. Apparently there was a fire in a house on our road the other day. I missed it. Fortunately, it's not a very nice thing to have to witness, but it could have been a lot worse. I think by the time the fire crew arrived, the family had they'd sent the kids outside to a neighbour straight away, but by the time the fire crew got there, they'd put it out, the adults put it out. But still quite a shock, I should imagine. Right. Inside windows, we'll go for a nice bright yellowy colour, I'm going to grab the mustard this time. Mustard. Like that. Oh, I think husband's watching the darts. I think they're on today. He follows, he's a big fan of Luke Littler. If you follow darts, you'll know who that is. If you don't, you'll have no idea. But anyway, now we have the chimney. I'm going to wait because I would like to do it sort of silver and then maybe, let's just do it now. Let's not wait. I was thinking a silvery colour chimney, so I'm going to go for the cobblestone. Where are you? Cobblestone. Yeah, there. Cobblestone. So I am going to introduce some greys into this picture, not like yesterday's where I made the decision not to. So it's quite dark here, and I'm just going to fade it as we go up so it looks hopefully a bit like it's shiny. Like that, and a bit of shadow either side, really simple. And then I'm going to do grey steps, but not the same shade. Mushrooms. I'm tempted to just use the toadstool, but it's a little bit similar in colour to our house, but maybe... No, I'm going to go slightly pinker, I think. I'm going to use the sherbet. I really like it. Here it is. It's not pinky pink, it's a sort of peachy pink. I'm going to use that. Now what I'm going to try to do is to make all the edges slightly darker and the centre a bit lighter and leave those dots white. I'm going to try to do. It's a lot of little tiny dots though. Quite tricky work. I'll do my best, as I'm sure you will too. Yeah, we'll have to stop after this video. I've made these two because I've got to have lunch before it's time for family voice chat. It used to be Skype, it doesn't exist anymore. So we had to move on to a new platform. We tried a few different ones, and in the end we're using Facebook Messenger, where you can do group video chats on there. I prefer Discord, I have to say, but anyway, it is what it is. I have to do what everyone else finds easier. But we shall find out more about my parents' holiday, I expect. And that'll be nice. Usually speak to them in the week on the telephone, haven't done that. They did send, what my dad always does when I'm on holiday, which is really good, is we've got a little group WhatsApp and family WhatsApp, and he puts photos and stuff on there so we can see what they've been doing. That's really nice. Now I'm going to use the colour called Mushroom to do the stems with. Okay, rather than doing grey, which I tend to do quite a lot. Oh, this is a sort of pinky grey colour, which doesn't want to stay in the lines. I'm just going to pretend it does. There we go. And we have, that's a little bit different, isn't it? Now leaves, I think I am going to go green because it's going to sort of frame the whole thing. I'm not going to use the colour I used up at the top there though. Where should we go for our greens? We could start with a forest green. Is that the forest? No, is this forest? I don't know. No, I don't think so. Let me just argue with myself a little longer and I'll find it. There it is, forest. It's like a little merry-go-round, then round and round, we'll find it eventually. So I'm going to use it quite heavily at the bottom and then sort of fade it up to the tip. And it is quite dark. It will sort of act as a frame because they're on the edges. It's a super sweet page, isn't it? Agata is just likes drawing the cutest of things. I was tempted to do one of her pages of items from the Colouring Heaven Autumn magazine as well soon. There we go. Now for the tips, I'm going to go back to our friend Passion that we used up here. And just get those tips nice and bright. I think it just makes it look vibrant, warm, inviting. Just heard a crash. I think it's okay. Stop to have a little listen. Now the doorsteps. I really want a browny grey. I think I'll go for the colour called Shadow. Gotta find it though. Where are you? Is that it? Yeah, here it is. Shadow. Now I haven't been telling you which set of Black Widows I'm using the pencils from because I've got them all. I think it gets a little bit tiresome me going this is from this set and this is from this set. I do have 2 swatch starts for Black Widows. One is done by set and one is just a mix of everything, all of them together. So you can go and grab those from my Ko-fi, links in the description. If it's not easy to find at the top, it will be somewhere nearer the bottom. It's useful, isn't it? Very useful. Right at the bottom of my description is links to everything of me. I just noticed that I haven't done the stones yesterday. Oh, I wonder what brown we use for that. Do we use huntsman? Yeah, I'm going to do it now with you because it's likely that you followed along and you may have just coloured them in. So here we go, and you may have commented and gone, you missed them. I'm just going to do them quite simply like that. There we go. So if you wish with this one, whoops, you could use your white pen if you've got one to do the dots on the mushrooms totals. The thing is that some of them overlap the edge, so if you cover that over, I mean, you'd want to make sure you leave that black line there, so, or else it just erases it and it'll look like someone's just taken a little bite out of it, and I don't think that's what the look you want to go for. But anyway, there we are. I can see how much I've gone out of the lines, but never mind. It's just colouring. Well, thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day and happy colouring.